Hi, so this is a quick demonstration of how to work with the tester code. So this is the same thing as what you were supposed to do in the lab, but maybe not everyone had done. So let's say that I have my Gamify. So that's like the completely unchanged Gamify. And let's say that I want to run test not tired. So the first thing that I'm making sure to do is I'm making sure that my test not tired is in the same folder. So this would be project gamification demo test public as my gamify.py. So it's in the same folder. And then I run the file as a script. And of course, like gamify.py doesn't do anything, so it's not very good. So here's just one random test that failed. So here's what's happening. So this is the prep. So this is test tired running star rest2. So I can go and look for it. So I copy and pasted it into here. And here it is. So the prepare here is like this. It's initialize perform activity, offer star perform activity. And then this is just saying that the health points at this point are supposed to be 3 after running this stuff. And the hedons are supposed to be 2, again, after running this stuff. This is just the prepare. And then the thing that actually failed was this function. So test most fun act, which was supposed to return running, but returned none in my case because my Gamify doesn't do anything. So I can go and find this function. So here it is. So what's happening here is it ran most fun activity minute in my Gamify, and it compared it to running, and this was none. So that's the default value that Python functions return if they don't return anything. And then it wasn't equal to running. So that's the problem there. Okay, so now 2 things I could do in order to debug it. So one thing I could do is I could put just a breakpoint over here, and I could try to follow it like that. So then I would have to look for all the times that I ran this function after the different versions of prepare over here. So that might be a little bit cumbersome. So what I might like to do is I might like to copy the contents of the prepare as well as this into my main block. So one thing you can do in order to do this easily is to use ChatGPT. So here is a prompt that I've written for ChatGPT that does this. So basically, here's what I'm saying. So if this is the prepare, and I just copy and pasted this, and this is the test function, then what I can do is I can just say, okay, like this is supposed to be the transformed version, right? So it's first to prepare, so initialize, offer star, and then also the star kind thing, and then just this. And then I say, okay, so this is the sample transformation. And then I can ask ChatGPT to transform whatever I want. So for example, I can ask it to transform this guy. So that's what I had prepared. So now let's say that I want to transform this particular thing, right? So what I can do is I can just say, okay, so I'm copying this guy, going into ChatGPT. So that would be the function. So here I'll ask it to transform the following. And now I also need to copy and paste the prep. So the prep here was test tired running star2. So that's going to be like this. So I'll just copy and paste this. And ChatGPT is just going to clean it up for me. So it's not that difficult to do by yourself, but here it does it for me. So initialize perform activity, offer star, perform activity, and then start hedons, whatever, and then most fun activity minute. So then I can take this code and I can just go back to Gamify and say, okay, this is now my test code. So I'll paste it over here. in the main block of my gamified. Just comment all of this stuff out. And now I can run it. So if I just run it, it doesn't do anything. But if I say print, it printed none. And if you remember, that was exactly what the complaint was, that I returned none when I should have been returning something else. So at this point, I might put a breakpoint here, run it again, Control E. And now I can step in. And of course, most fun activity meta doesn't do anything. So that's why it returns none. But I could change it to do something meaningful, and then it would return something meaningful. That's it. Thanks.